everybody? Engineer Pat 5290 coming to you with the live run of the test track. It is that time where we actually use the test track for the first time. We go for a little bit more light. Hey, everybody. I just can't help but look at this thing. I'm really impressed. I'm going to take you guys off the tripod a minute. This thing looks incredible. I apologize for the mess up here because I've been working on some other stuff while accommodating with the test track. As all of you can see, N scale is on the right, HO is on the left, and let me tell you, I'm really impressed for the way this came out. What's going on, Johnny? How's it going, man? And as you guys can see, I have the transformer in between the two lanes of track. And I also tied the excess wire with just a twist tie that you get off of a loaf of bread from the store. And you can see here, it's just incredible the way everything turned out, pretty much the way I wanted it. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. And now I'm going to talk about its capabilities. Now, if you guys have questions about this, let me know. Brian J's on. What's going on? Brian Rock, what's going on? What's going on, guys? So, if you guys have questions throughout all of this, let me know, and I'll be glad to answer them. So, I have the test track signed for the HO side. Now, this engine is digital, so I'll be able to run the engine just as a DC level. It just won't light up. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire the HO side up. And this locomotive is in need for maintenance. I'm going to do it again. And that little transformer is a Bachmann 6-volt transformer. And we'll perform some maintenance on the Seaboard GP35 in a little bit. So you can definitely use some maintenance. All right. Now we're going to go and switch over to the N-scale side, and you can see I have a switch on this side where I can allow the engine to come through and go on a curve and also on a straightaway. So I'll take the wire and just simply, if I can pull it out, switch to the next side. We plug it in and we let it ride. Now I'll throw the switch. We're going to go onto the side track, and you guys can watch and see how it negotiates the curve. Now let's back it up. So that's just two locomotives running on the test track. Now it's time we can perform some maintenance on a couple of these engines. And as you can see, that Seaboard is going to need some attention there. So I'll go ahead and dab a little alcohol on a piece of paper towel and we can clean its wheels. And you guys are going to see how effective this piece is going to be. As far as the test track platform goes. So front truck is on. Let's plug it back in. Now we're just cleaning the wheels, letting the motor turn the wheels. And see, right there's the front wheels on that Seaboard Airline Jeep. Now what I'll do is I'll flip the locomotive. Whoop. I'm holding on to my rag here. Alright. Now we just do the exact same thing. And here is the back truck. Now those wheels are good and shiny. Now what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of light oil on the engine. Set it back in the truck for a second to get my needle oiler. Then we'll be able to work on this guy. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. That is actually red mahogany stain. And I actually do a video on this as well where you can actually be able to look at the construction of this. This is red mahogany stain, clear polyacrylic, which is the top coat, which is a clear coat. And of course, the handle I was able to find at the hardware store. But the wood I had here at the house. Some of the track I had to order, but some of it was here. And just purchased a power pack and, of course, got a wire with the terminal re-railer, and that was it. But I was really pleased on the way this came out. Hey, Steve, what's going on, man? So now we're going to take our Seaboard Airline Jeep and we're going to put some oil on her in just a few different spots. We'll put some on the bearings to keep them from seizing up. I'll make sure I was putting that in the right spot. Just a drop of oil, guys, goes a long ways. And with this, you don't have to take the engine apart. If you happen to get a little bit of oil on the wheel, it's okay. Just go back with a little bit of alcohol and just wipe it right off. So what I'll do now is I'll give that front wheel a second cleaning. So now, we set the engine back on the track, and we just let her ride. Is with that, just a little bit of maintenance on this thing. She's ready to go back into service. So after every use, I recommend you do the following. Clean the track. Some people are thinking, well, Pat, why are you having to clean the track after every time? It's just in case, you happen to drip a little bit of oil on the track. You can always just go back with a little bit of alcohol and just clean it up. That's all you got to do. So, really important that you do this. So, now we can tackle our N-scale locomotive that we have over here. I'll get a different piece of paper towel because that thing is a little smaller. Now we're getting ready to clean its wheels. so, switching it over to the other side. Y'all saw how it runs. Runs a little bit jerky. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the exact same thing as on that HO engine. And that was literally off the front truck, the front wheels. Now what I'm going to do is just move the engine over and just do the same thing with the back truck. Really important that you hold the engine in place, but you don't do this very firmly. You just do it with just a slight grip. And just let the motor turn the wheels. And Brian, good question there. That's my next plan of maybe finding another power pack in the near future. But this is what I have right now to use it. But my plan is to try to find another transformer so I won't have to switch back and forth. But for the time being, I'm starting with this to see how it's going to work out. And as you can see, those wheels are good and clean. Now we just get my oil here. I'm going to doctor it up with just a little bit of oil. Now, for gears on N scale, they just require just the least little bit of oil. They don't take a lot. A little bit here goes a long ways. Just like it is with anything else. So I'm just taking just a little bit of a drizzle. And another tip that you can do, leave the engine upside down for about a good few seconds to allow the gravitational force to pull that oil down into the gears or also the bearings. Real important. So I've given that a few seconds and I just go back. Just wipe off any excess oil that's there. All right. Now we're ready to put the engine back on the track. And the track is glued down for the ones who are curious. This is actually glued down so I don't have to keep worrying about the track shifting. So now here's what we'll do. I'll let her run around a little bit on the curved side, and we're going to get that loop working. Do about the lowest speed on there. Runs a lot better too, so you got a little bit of fresh oil on it. Hey Matt, what's going on, man? Ta-da! All the maintenance is done on just a really simple platform. That's all that is. It's just a really little simple platform. Y'all haven't seen this guy in a while. Oh yes, thanks Brian. Yeah, that thing runs smooth after a little bit of maintenance. I don't bring this guy out often, but Hey, Steve, what's going on? My little Santa Fe 2092. This is one of my DC locomotives. It's a Walters train line, just like my 1446, which was up here earlier. I did a little tuning with that one. So, I'll go ahead and switch the wire so y'all can see him run a little bit. Now, this thing takes off. Set the little drop wheel there. See, look at that. That's its low speed. I got that at about 20% throttle. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. This is one of the things that you can do. It's really simple to make one of these guys. I actually had fun doing this. And you can also do like your little accessories, like your trolleys, your hand cars. You can also do little mini inspection vehicles. So, there's 2092, and I'll grab something else really fast that y'all haven't seen in a very long time. My little Norfolk Southern maintenance track. I can try to get him re-railed here. I'll go and put 540 back up on the layout. Hang on. I'll go ahead and get this guy re-railed and let him run on the test track. I'm just finding stuff to run. I don't run this thing very often. Excuse me. Where's that little hand car you have? Which one are you talking about, Brian? Are you talking about the one for the O gauge? I still have that one. This is my little motorized accessory that I have. I don't have very many of these. This is just a little cool piece. And see, even on the test track, one thing you can do is dust it. Probably thinking, how are you going to dust it? Canned air. I'll move the camera a little bit where you guys can see this too. All right. Whoops. Let me flip it around a little bit and spray the next side with some canned air. Easy. All dusted with a little canned air. And you guys can see the boom on this thing operates. I'll just move it around. Try to get a little piece of rail or something. But I don't run this thing often. Tell you one thing. Can definitely use a cleaning of wheels. Let's go ahead and clean its wheels. Go and recharge a little rubbing alcohol. Now this one's going to be a little bit tricky because you got that front set of wheels there. One thing you can do is sometimes just single the paper towel and allow it just to be one layer. As y'all can see, the wheels are turning. Slow it down a little bit where you guys can actually see that thing roll. I'm not doing anything. I'm just letting the transformer turn the motor and turn those wheels. It also allows your motors to break in, especially if they've sat in storage for a while. All right. Let me close the boom on that. The front wheel actually does look pretty nice. Oof. Had a little grime on there. Ugh. Now we've got back wheel. Now I got the back wheel cleaning. Slow it down a little bit. We'll go and put it forward a little bit too. And give it another clean. Definitely a lot better runner right now. Definitely a lot better runner than what it was in the beginning. Just a little quick cleaning of the wheels, and sometimes it gathers a little bit of dust. So it's good to get that little dust off. So now I'll go ahead and give it a little bit of fresh oil. Now this one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to put a little bit on the bearings. Keep them rolling nice and smooth. Turn it upside down carefully. Let it sit for a few seconds there. All right, Matt asked, can I test a light accessory on the workbench like railroad crossing flashes or no? Sorry if I had to ask. No. That's a really good one, and I'm glad to hear that somebody else has a unique question with this. This is kind of like a little mini question-answer series. Yeah, actually you can, because as all you guys know, you see these power packs are designed for DC and AC power. The DC is for your trains. Your AC controls your accessories. What do I mean by accessories? Well, you come to think about it, that controls all of your lights and everything. Let me see if I can find something I can demonstrate that side. Hang on. I might have this put to another one. Yeah, I do. Mac Console, you're a genius. Why do I say that? It's a funny thing he mentions this because we can actually test that side. I've got a little accessory here that I can actually test with the AC side. So, we can actually test this. This is a Tyco accessory. It's an old billboard that I inherited from a friend of mine. And the last I knew, it worked. So, first thing we're going to do is unplug the power supply for the time being while we do this. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. So we're going to undo the post. This is called the post. What I'm unscrewing now, and now we'll just hook it up. So remember, a little crook on the wire. So we'll go around that post good and easy. As you can see on the track wire, you have those used where it makes it really simple. You can add fittings to some of this stuff to make it a little bit easier if you want to. As they always say, easier it is, the better. This may take me a minute or so. Somehow she does not want to go. Let's see. Another trick you can do, take the shaft of your screwdriver, make a little J-hook, or just a little loop. Just slide it right on there. It usually clips on there pretty easily. Sometimes when you round that screw, sometimes it will come undone. So, we just try again. Got something that time. Okay, now we just repeat that step for the next wire. And making sure that the wire, the actual part that is stripped back, is exposed. If not, you will not receive electrical contact. Took me a while to learn that. So, real important safety tip. Alright, let's see if this thing works. I think it will. Plug up the power pack again. It works. It's a whistling billboard. I just said to myself, ain't that cool, man? Yeah, it needs oil, Matt, but I just wanted to see if the daggone thing worked. I hadn't tested the thing in probably 3 years. I just got to figure out how to access this and try to get the oil in there and try it out. But she fires right up. She fires right up. And that's a plus. You know, you never know unless you test something, too. So now we just unhook the wires. We just tighten them back up, and that's it. So now we can put the truck back on there, and we can finish testing this. I can line her back up. Whee! Yeah, it does pretty well on the Wii scale. Oh yeah, and real nice and smooth now. Oh yeah. That lube sure did help it. Let me shift the camera again. You can see him take off. Whee! Bring back reverse. Whee! Whoa! She got some juice to her. So, but yeah. Test track operations successful. We were able to test a couple of locomotives, a motorized accessory, and a little steam whistle. Just all from this. And I'll tell you, these are very helpful tools. You can make one of these at home out of just scrap wood that you have, floating around the garage or the basement, whatever. And you can even find some in your attic. I mean, knowing anything, you can always find stuff. I do have something else that we can test. Hang on one second. This was my dad's little freight station that he used for his HO layout. I put a light in there years ago. I pulled it out of something and I said, well, let's just see if it lights up. So I know it me. I just happened to have the parts. I put an old Tyco transformer to it, and it worked then. It should work now. Hook the wires. Now this wire is a little bit smaller. It doesn't need a lot of power to start it up. And with little accessories like this, you just hook it up the same way. And just remember, AC power is for accessories only. No locomotives go to AC power. You can see there, it's making contact. There it is. Even a little night vision. DC power subtract, that's correct, Matt. There it is. The beautiful Bachmann Plasticville freight station with the light in it, and it is working under AC power. Check that out. It actually looks really good. Let me turn on the kitchen light real quick and see if it gets a nice little glow on it. Check it out, man. Wow. Definitely lights up the town too. So, thought you guys might like that. But perfect way to actually test your accessories as well, even though they may not be motorized, but you can always check the bulbs in these things. So now I'll just take that off. Well, guys, that's it. I know this has been a pretty good live stream. Just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. I will go ahead and step aside for a couple of minutes to actually to take a few questions if you have any. And thanks, man. I appreciate the kind words as always. I appreciate everyone's kind words as always. So now we'll take the next few minutes before we close out. If you have any questions about it, leave them in the chat. I'd like to see what your questions are and see what you guys may think. I'll unplug that real quick. But that's the way this looks. So you will be definitely seeing this in the upcoming videos that I have. I do have another unboxing that's on the way, and this test track will be in use. You can even test freight cars with these things too. You can check the balance of freight cars, and I'll do it with the HO car since I've got one here. Simply just re-rail it on the track. The wheels will just grip a little bit. And this, see there? Train layout's coming great, Matt, with N scale. I've been trying to put in more time into N scale. I'm going to fire the O gauge up here in the upcoming days, and I've been working on the HO and getting some of those locomotives and stuff, maintenance stuff. So one thing that's good with test tracks, guys, you can also check the WE scale, which means you just run the car up and down the track. You can also check to make sure that the car is balanced, making sure the car is balanced, make sure it rolls freely down the track. You can also check to see if the wheels are aligned right. Also check the couplers, things like that. So just happen to have a little caboose on hand where I can show you that. Also important to know that, you can test them on switches if you have enough room, or you can just do it on a straightaway. It doesn't really matter. As long as you have a test track that actually is, compatible. So, but anyway, that's what I have for tonight. I will go ahead and put 2092 up there to kind of show you the difference between the two scales. But that's tonight's live stream, guys. I just would like to say thank you guys for tuning in tonight on this late night special. And also, could you test out cleaning cars? Yeah, you can. You can. Motorized accessories like trolleys, track cleaners, rail trucks, any of those. Test the accessories like we did. So this little thing, this little gym, I should say, this little gym is going to be in use for a long time. And I'm proud to say that this has been a really good addition for my model railroad stuff. And I've the handle. Some guys have mentioned, why do you have the handle? Well, it's actually to be portable, where I can take it to a friend's house, test engines and cars without having to bend on my knees and get on the floor. So I can put this on a table or a kitchen counter, whatever, find the nearest outlet, and just do all the maintenance right there, and you're finished. So this will be coming very, very good and handy in the upcoming days. So this has been a really good project. So, but anyway, guys, that concludes tonight. I've got an unboxing video that's going to be coming out soon. Be on the lookout for that. I'm working on some stuff in the studio. And if you guys have not seen the building of this project, it is highly recommended. That has received a lot of attention right now. A lot of views have been coming on that one. So please make sure that gets checked out. Also, April's Q&A is out. Definitely check that one out, guys. I know there's been 1 or 2 responses already on there. So please, if you've got questions about, model trains, big trains, favorite food, whatever, go to the April's Q&A prompt. That is open and ready for responses. I still have some other videos that are coming out as well, so it's been a really busy time right now. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Definitely check out the building video of this project, and I hope everyone enjoys their night. So anyway, guys, that is what I have, and I'd like to thank you all so much for watching tonight. May God bless, and good night.